So interestingly, we see that the sort of three-part nexus of business, government, and technology partnership plays out a little bit differently depending on the country, depending on the culture, the regulatory regime, the legal regime, the general point of view of the society about AI and AI's role within it. In many instances, though, what at least the specific roles that each can play within that framework of advancing AI and improving, broad economic results for society that AI can bring, each has a very specific role to play. How that plays out might be quite different depending on the country or circumstance, but the specific role they have is quite similar. So obviously business is at the tip of the spear. It's implementing production systems in AI, it's deploying AI, it's creating goods and services that are impacted through the value that AI brings, be it a new capability, new marketing, new recipes that are more matched or more product market aligned, that take in larger amounts of data to create products and services that customers may more gravitate to and that like, so you're not wasting resources or time. So that fit of using AI is and generating, of course, financial results, increasing the economy overall. This is the tip of the spear. So it's kind of the role that they have to play. But government plays a fundamentally important role, particularly in creating the legal framework, the incentive framework, training frameworks. How do companies and society bring along enough AI-enabled engineers and AI-enabled workers to be able to effectively manage or implement these AI systems in companies? That typically is not going to happen if you just let the free market independently find out solutions for that. It really takes government involvement to either accelerate or decelerate, create a proper framework that's culturally acceptable and economically acceptable, that eliminates externalities in an economic sense, eliminates free rider problems. No one wants to invest in AI if they don't get benefit from it. So government and working hand in hand with private sector is really fundamentally important to drive along the framework toward making sure that AI is safely, successfully, and profitably deployed at enterprise. And then lastly, of course, technology vendors or technology developers are important. Having, minimizing mistakes, creating POCs that are meaningful so that time and resources are not wasted, making sure that companies can future-proof their investment in AI in the best way possible, creating the fundamental R&D underpinning toward, nobody ever wants to be the first domino or a guinea pig or an experiment in the AI world. There's too many crazy movies like Terminator and things that will, justifiably frighten people to wanting to be the first to try anything without it being really fully vetted and understood. So that's the role of the technology partner, finding and creating the technology path that's profitable, meaningful, and moves AI along in a mechanism or a speed that is comfortable for the business government framework that's put in place. So Sertis, as a member firm of Andersen Consulting, is committed toward the safe, ethical, and successful deployment of AI and agentic AI within organizations, within its customer base or its client base. What that means is many things, but fundamentally it means really, first and foremost, deeply understanding the needs of the customer, working collaboratively to find out requirements, to define those requirements in a granular way, and then building a project or a project plan or a technology plan around that. And then moving to POC. We don't advocate moving into, for example, one of our products is our knowledge management AI and a private LLM product. We advocate strongly, and very rarely, actually not even one I can remember, we have not done a very specific POC first to make sure that, one, requirements are fully understood, two, that we can meet those requirements in a way that will make the customer comfortable, and lastly, to minimize and avoid error along customers' AI journey with us. But that POC is really fundamental and critical to making sure you can fine-tune whatever the project is, whatever the implementation is that you're seeking to do. So every enterprise's AI journey can be a little bit different. And when we look at enterprises broadly in an economy, One analogy you might think about is we're just really going up the first hill in the long roller coaster that the AI journey is going to be. So there's going to be some fits and starts. There are going to be some accelerations. There are going to be some downward momentum, some upward momentum, but ultimately the trajectory is moving forward. I believe personally that the future is quite bright as agentic AI begins to sprout some wings in an economy. But that future is only going to remain bright provided organizations view agentic AI with a lens of governance, with a lens of ethics, and with a lens of doing what's right in a human sense. Agentic AI in general can be a boom or a bust, depending on how it's managed by people and enterprises. But I believe the arrow is pointing up because, at least in our case, most companies are beginning to realize the complexity and all of the dimensions of successfully deploying AI beyond just simply the technology or production level. Sertis, as a member firm of Anderson Consulting, we try to stay a little bit ahead of the curve. As I mentioned in one of my answers, the AI journey is a bit like a roller coaster ride where literally all economies, all of us are really just at the first hill. We've come out of the gate a little bit. We're going up that first hill that's going to accelerate the ride. And through peaks and valleys, the direction seems to be quite positive in trajectory, but have to be at the front side of that to help lead our customers in a productive way and make sure that they future-proof their investments and their thinking about AI in general. We design our products and services specifically looking ahead, building a platform level and a platform product on the data side or the foundational layer for AI, and then building modules that can sit on top that can specifically look at different activities within an organization and really focus hard on them. So whether it's knowledge management AI, private LLM, customer service, automation, and doing real-time voice-to-voice in a customer service function, for example, these are the activities that we stay out in front of and lead the market with our products. AI is a journey, and that journey is going to be either a boom or a bust, all depending on how organizations, governments, and technology companies work together to deploy and view AI ethically, intelligently, and through a human lens.